From the studios of Books in Motion in Spokane, Washington, this is Cameron Beierle reading The Case Against Lawyers, How the Lawyers, Politicians, and Bureaucrats Have Turned the Law into an Instrument of Tyranny, and What We, as Citizens, Have to Do About It, by Catherine Crier. Catherine Crier is the host of Crier Live on Court TV, and is a former news anchor and host on CNN, the former host of the Crier Report on Fox News, as well as an Emmy Award-winning correspondent for 2020 and substitute host for ABC's World News Tonight and Nightline. A former lawyer and judge from Dallas, she lives in Westchester County, New York. In the introduction, Catherine Crier writes, "From the time I was a little girl, I wanted to be a lawyer. I was obsessed by the notion of justice. Like the boy who became a marine biologist after witnessing his goldfish being flushed down the toilet, I had my reasons. My heroes were the great trial lawyers of our time, like Clarence Darrow, as portrayed by Spencer Tracy in Inherit the Wind, and Atticus Finch, as portrayed by Gregory Peck in To Kill a Mockingbird. These were the fellows who, in Texas terms, could charm the socks off a rooster, or, better yet, could change the course of human destiny with the force of their words. These were the characters who convinced me I wanted a career in the law. Now, if you had asked my mother, she would tell you I'd argue with a post and had to find a profession that would pay me to do that. Nevertheless, I like my story, and I am sticking to it. As a youngster, I believed our founders had divined a bit of heaven on earth. They believed that the rule of law could defeat tyranny. Remember, the first immigrants came to this new world to escape arbitrary decrees. A king could, for example, pronounce a tax on wheat and immediately begin collecting revenues. If he chose, the law would affect only certain segments of the population, while his cohorts remained immune. The favored grew wealthy, while others starved. Witnessing this injustice, our founders gave such authority instead to the people. Tempered by their representatives and restrained by the Constitution, Americans would make and administer the rules for our new society. Lawyers, pledged to justice and democracy, would be the guardians at the gate. No one man, no single group, could arbitrarily or selfishly direct our lives. But there was a catch. As Benjamin Franklin forewarned, as he left the Constitutional Convention, a woman asked, "What sort of government have we, Mr. Franklin?" He replied, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." Thomas Jefferson, ever the idealist, believed our countrymen would live up to the challenges of a self-governing society. The pragmatist Franklin had his doubts. An ingenious fellow, Alexis de Tocqueville, described our challenge over a century ago in his monumental work, Democracy in America. So clearly did he see the strength of a democracy and the weakness of human character, his words might have been written today. He said, in summary, that our real power as a people came through voluntary associations. Our personal freedoms would be protected if we could voluntarily resolve the problems of society, rather than permit the heavy hand of government to do it for us. But he recognized our great weakness, the willingness to live as strangers apart from the rest. If we lost our communal bond, then authority and social control would arise elsewhere. Man would yield his sovereignty to an immense power, he predicted, one that does not destroy or even tyrannize, but one that serves to stupefy a people, reducing them to nothing better than a flock of timid and industrious sheep. Over the years, as a student of history, politics, and the law, I have concluded that Tocqueville's prediction was correct. While the Constitution and Bill of Rights provided an extraordinary blueprint, the plan required appropriate execution.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?